Okay, so let's look at sine regression. And so you have some data, and looks like this is the depth of water in a channel. So it goes up and down over the day. Okay, and this is just over a 12-hour time period, or actually, what is that, 13? But so you're going to let this be times 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way to noon. And here's the depth of your water. And when you graph it, you can see, oh yeah, it kind of has that sine cosine feel. And we usually do sine regression because cosine can be turned into a sine anyway. All right, so I'm going to go to DESMOS. And if you want to take a picture of this so you can pause the video and try to enter it yourself, you can. So you go to DESMOS graphing, and then this plus sign over here in this corner right here, that's what you hit to get the table. So if you hit plus, the table shows up. And so I hit the plus and did that. And I went ahead and filled out all my data. Okay. So now you want it to do regression. So if you wanted it to do like linear regression, you would do y1 tilde mx1, oopsie, 1 plus b. Okay. Now, obviously that does not look like linear data. My R value is not very good, but you know, I've seen worse. But anyway, does not look linear. So in statistics, you always go by the graph, right? You just don't say, oh, I'm going to do linear or quadratic or whatever. So, you know, we definitely think this looks like a sine curve. All right. So we're going to do capital A, sine, and then we're going to do it not factored. So plus C, and then what? Plus a D. And I have to go back and use X1 because I want it to take the data from my table, because all of these are X1s, all of these are Y1s. I don't have a general formula. In fact, that's what I'm trying to do. All right, so this is my formula. All right, so if let me just take a screenshot here. So, all right, so the formula for this, so you're just going to fill in the values for A, B, C, and D. All right, so A is what? Where can I write here? 3.0, probably what? 98, probably. And then sine, and I can't write with a mouse very well, so I apologize. Parentheses, my B is what? 0.527. 0.527 is my coefficient of X. And then I have it, let's see, that's my coefficient of X. Oopsie, helps if I put an X. And then what? C is plus, so plus what do I have? 5493. So 549 maybe, end of parentheses, because we didn't factor out the X on this one. And then plus the D, so plus, and I'm running out of space, 8.424. Okay, now if I want it factored, so right here, this X is not in factored form. So I think DESMOS will factor it too if you want to. So let me go back. Let me undo my screenshot there. Hopefully, there we go. So if I want this in factored, I think DESMOS will do both. So if I put this in factored form, because that way you can see your phase shift better. There we go. All right, and they'll do it that way too. It's just you're going to change values because obviously, you know, if you distribute this, the numbers are different, right? Than if it's not. So factored versus not factored are going to give you different options there. All right, let me pause and I'll try to show you how to do this on a TI. Okay, if it glitched a little bit, it's because I had some data typed in wrong. So on a stat or on a TI, you would go to stat, you would pick edit, and you would enter your data. So I entered 0 all the way through 12, just like I did on DESMOS. And then I came over here, and this is where I had a typo. I had like 1.12 or something like that. So you enter all of these in. Okay, so you just type them in, and then when you get to the last one, hit enter. And then you quit because you want to get out of here. So second quit will get you out. Okay, so then you go back to stat. So stat is where you edit, but stat is also where you do calculation. So I'm going to go calculate. Now, if I wanted linear regression, I do that. If it looked like a quadratic or parabola, I do that. If it looked like a cubic, I do that. But this looks like a sine curve. So I am going to go to sine, hit enter. And I use lists 1 and 2. If you use different lists, you'd have to change the name. Hit enter again. right? And then you can see it gives me the A, the B, and the C, and the D. It does not factor those. So if it's in factored form, this is not that, okay? You could factor out a common, thing, but it's not there. And it won't do like pi over 2 or anything like that. If you have a coefficient that's pi over 2. So if we compare this to DESMOS, same values, right? Same values, except DESMOS can either do it like this multiplied out, or the nice thing about DESMOS, if you want it in factored form, it can give it to you in factored form too. But that's one thing a TI won't do. All right. Hopefully that helps you. Again, plus sign, make sure you use X1, Y1, and the tilde. That should help. Yeah.